We have a shocking New York Jets update as multiple outlets have linked the New York Jets to an NFL superstar who Jets fans know quite well from many years in the AFC East. And this would be perfect for the New York Jets as it would give Garrett Wilson, the Jets' star wide receiver, an elite running mate with someone he would love to play with, who would totally help out a young team like the New York Jets get better and show a lot of stability for this team. And we're going to break it all down. What's up, guys? Welcome back to Jets Digest. It's Chris here, and we're going to jump right into things as always. And guys, if you're enjoying the content, make sure to subscribe. If you're part of that 73% that's not subscribed to Jets Digest, there's a window right in front of me. I'm just going to spear through it because frankly, guys, we're trying to get to 5K before this NFL draft, and we're so close. You guys have been killing it with the subs. Let's keep it up. But more importantly, let's jump into the video and talk about some NFL football because we have a lot to discuss. I mean, so far in the free agency, the biggest gripe that fans have with Darren Mougey is the fact that it feels like there's been a lack of urgency to sign any wide receivers. Yes, they signed Tyler Johnson away from the Rams, and that's fine. It gives you depth, but it's not a real piece. The Jets don't really have a wide receiver, too. I mean, Allen Lazard's on the roster, but he's still more of a wide receiver 3 than anything else. So it becomes this weird situation where if you look at the New York Jets, they don't exactly have a guy to put next to Garrett Wilson, and it's just going to cause so much double coverage. It's going to cause Justin Fields to struggle. Obviously, as we know, Justin Fields, he's not the world's greatest quarterback. If he was, he wouldn't be on his third team in 3 years. However, Fields is expected to take a jump with the Jets, and Jets fans are hoping that that's what could happen. However, in order for that to happen, Darren Mougey has to give Justin Fields weapons. There's no way around it. And right now, what we're seeing is a lack of weapons for the New York Jets. I mean, Jeremy Ruckert's the tight end 1 right now. The tight end 2 is Stone Smart. The tight end 3 is Zach Kuntz. And then you look at the New York Jets, you look at where they're at right now, you look at Garrett Wilson, you look at all of them, and what we're seeing is a New York Jets team that has one true receiver in Wilson, a wide receiver 3, and a bigger body wide receiver in Allen Lazard, and then Jeremy Ruckert, who's had an underwhelming start to his NFL career. I mean, you look at the Jets, and it's clearly been a problem. However, you guys saw the intro video, you saw the thumbnail of this video, you probably know who I'm talking about, and that is Stefon Diggs, who has been linked to the New York Jets by multiple different outlets. Now, an NFL insider for ESPN did mention the Jets as a landing spot for Stefon Diggs, as Bill Barnwell said that if Diggs is really something close to a top 10 wide receiver, his signing would be a massive bargain. He made 4 straight Pro Bowls with the Bills and was on pace for a 1,054-yard campaign with the Texans before he tore his ACL. Every team needs a wideout who can get open against man coverage, and any team acquiring him wouldn't have to absorb much off-field risk since Diggs is unlikely to command a multi-year guarantee this late in the market, especially when considering that Stefon Diggs did go down with that torn ACL. He has been around for a while. There is going to be some fear with signing Stefon Diggs to a longer-term contract, absolutely. So you look at Diggs, and this feels like a good situation for him. Now, Barnwell also mentioned 2 other teams being the Dallas Cowboys and the New England Patriots as teams to also sign Stefon Diggs. Diggs is meeting with the Patriots today, which is something to note. On top of that, obviously the Cowboys employ his brother, which is going to have an impact on things as well in case Stefon, getting to the latter part of his career, does want to play with his younger brother Trayvon Diggs. So we'll see how that works out. I would definitely say the New York Jets would be in 3rd place for Stefon Diggs as where things stand right now. But if Diggs wants to show up, if he wants to have a great year, the New York Jets and Patriots both make a lot of sense for him. I mean, Diggs gives the Patriots wide receiver 1, which they desperately need. I mean, Keyshawn Booty's good, but like he's not a wide receiver 1, even if he's on the cusp of a breakout. And obviously Drake May, being a franchise quarterback, does give some reason for Stefon Diggs to go to the Patriots. Outside of that, there's the New York Jets, who, well, everyone knows the story of the New York Jets, especially, the people watching Jets Digest. But essentially, this team, they could use a wide receiver next to Garrett Wilson. Wilson seems like a player that a lot of players relish in playing with. And on top of that, Justin Fields does get a lot of respect around NFL circles for being a very, very hard worker and an excellent leader. So that could also come down to some decision making for Stefon Diggs. But yes, the Jets are certainly one of the best landing spots for Diggs to rebuild his market value. And also, if the Jets suck, which they're expected to, they could move Diggs at the trade deadline and end up getting something for him. It wouldn't be much. It'd probably be a 4th round, a 5th round pick, but it would still be something. They'd be able to get something in return for Stefon Diggs, for a team that wants to take a rental on Stefon Diggs that could potentially turn into more down the line. Now, a lot of the question is, how is Diggs going to come back from the torn ACL at this age? But he's still going to be a solid player. It's hard to imagine that he just completely falls off an absolute cliff. I don't think he will. I think he'll still be one of the best players in the NFL when it comes to receivers. I think that Garrett Wilson being next to him will help him a lot as well, because Diggs will have less pressure on him to instantly perform, so he can kind of ramp up a little bit slower and be a true wide receiver too, who's also getting a lot of targets as well from Justin Fields. And on top of that, I imagine he'll be able to break down some of the greatest corners in football, given Sauce Gardner did a phenomenal job on Stefon Diggs throughout these years in the AFC, and these two also have a good relationship. Diggs seemingly has some solid connections with the New York Jets, and it would be interesting to see the New York Jets try to use that to their advantage. And that was also mentioned by Sports Illustrated, who did say the Jets should be going for him. As they mentioned, sorry, wrong thing. We're going to pretend none of that happened. We're going to just push past that and pretend I didn't hit 6 different buttons at once, because I totally did, and my computer did not like that. But diving into things, as mentioned by Sports Illustrated, New York fans are familiar with Diggs after he spent 4 years with the Buffalo Bills in the division. He was a Pro Bowler each of those years and was a thorn in the Jets' side when the two teams faced off. The Patriots and Diggs haven't agreed to a deal as of writing that article for Sports Illustrated, but it wouldn't be ideal if he returns to the division for the Jets and he's not on the Jets. So the Jets, who need a receiver themselves, should give him a call before New England gets things done, as maybe Diggs would prefer signing with the Jets. It's hard to imagine that, but it is possible. The thing that goes against this is what Zach Rosenblatt mentioned. I mean, he said the biggest shocker of free agency for the Jets so far might be that Allen Lazard remains on the roster, and until further notice, their best option as the number 2 wide receiver is Lazard. There are plenty of productive and talented veteran wideouts still available in free agency, including Keenan Allen, Tyler Lockett, and Stefon Diggs, obviously, along with Amari Cooper and Brandon Cooks, but the Jets don't appear to be interested in adding anyone over 30. Now, look, I understand the thought process here by Darren Mougey 100%, that he doesn't want to add older guys because he doesn't see a point in it, and he wants to build things young and create a culture that's going to last for years, and I understand it. It makes sense. But also, it's not going to hurt to add a veteran to this team who could give leadership, who can give an understanding of how the game works. And frankly, I think it would help them, especially in a position that they need so badly. Maybe don't sign a bunch of lesser proven wide receivers. I understand the point of doing it, but still, don't you want to give Garrett Wilson someone who he could play with, who will actually take some attention away from him, and also give Justin Fields weapons? If you send Stefon Diggs to a 1-year deal, it's not going to ruin your culture, and I think that's very weird to think that, and I really don't believe that Darren Mougey thinks that. So I do think he'll have more openness to signing veteran wide receivers or even a veteran tight end, similar to the thought of bringing back Tyler Conklin, as the sense of, okay, we get it. Like, again, it's not exactly what your plans are for this free agency, but at the same time, what it does give you is some stability, and having a veteran leader here and there is not going to hurt the Jets at all. In fact, I think it would help with culture, as Stefon Diggs knows what it means to be a winner. Yes, he doesn't have a Super Bowl, but he was on a lot of good Minnesota Vikings teams. He was on a lot of good Buffalo Bills teams that came very close to making the Super Bowl, but the Chiefs and coin flips exist, which kind of prevented that. But at the end of the day, the New York Jets, they should look into bringing in a veteran receiver to this team just to give them more stability and to give Garrett Wilson a bit of help where he's not the only focus on offense for the opposing defenses. But guys, let me know what you think. Is Stefon Diggs someone you'd want to see? Would you rather see a Tyler Lockett, a Keenan Allen, a Brandon Cooks, or would you not want to see a veteran receiver at all? Let me know in the comments down below. Like this video, subscribe, turn on post notifications. Have a great day, and go Jets.